Oh, DJ is one of the starters right now, and he not only starting on defense, but he's a very good special team player. Good hitter, good tackler, and he's done well. He and Marcus had a couple collisions. The first one, Marcus, he sort of caught him off balance and just sort of gave him a nice little forearm. It wasn't that hard to hit. Marcus was sort of pulling up. But then last night, Marcus really didn't know it was DJ. He came around. He was just heading for the goal line. He saw a white shirt and ran over it. And DJ, we weren't really going that with those kind of hits last night. But those two guys were fine later. He said, he gave me a good hit, Coach. I just wasn't ready for it. I said, I know, and he wasn't ready for the one you gave him. So you guys are even now, and we forget about it. But DJ's a very, very good, tough player.
Coach Furry, Coach Furry back here. Would you, I know you want to talk strictly about the Gamecocks, but if I could ask you one question about the conference, would you agree with a couple centerpiece quarterbacks and a couple coaching changes that the conference this year might be a conference that's a little bit in transition?
Well, there's not as many returning quarterbacks, yeah, that's for sure. But other than that, I think all the schools, all that we play, I know they've still been recruiting, you know. Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, they've all been recruiting the last 3 or 4 years. So everybody's got ball players. Now the quarterbacks is the only different area probably as far as the talent, whatever. Just a lot of new quarterbacks on teams to me is about the biggest different thing.
And the coaching change, you know, the several coaches, Vandy, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know how much a difference that will make till we start playing.
Coach, every week it seems during the off season we see, you know, Georgia, Tennessee, all these SEC programs, different college programs with discipline problems, people being arrested. What does it say about your group of guys that they stay out of trouble, and in this off season you haven't had that phone call that you didn't want?
Well, that's a credit to our guys, really, and probably our strength coach, and really the players having a sense of accountability to each other. I think that's the biggest thing. So that they're really just acting like they should. You know, I don't really think you should praise the guys for not getting arrested. You got to get rid of those guys that do, and yeah. You know, if you got to get rid of them to send the message, that's what you have to do. And so anyway, but every coach handles those situations a little differently.
Coach, how's Rodney Paul coming along, especially for a guy who's missed so much time over the past few years?
Rodney's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's you know, had that knee surgery, but he's 100%. He's out there. Yeah, he should be ready to start this year. He's doing fine in there. He and Shaq probably are two inside backers right now, I believe.
Is he a guy that you can use as an example of how you can overcome adversity and not let all the bad times get you down?
Well, a lot of guys have had injuries, and he just happened to have his first game of the season last year. But he's got a wonderful attitude. Quentin Richardson's got a wonderful attitude. He tore his pec muscle, had surgery. He's the happiest guy out there right now. He's out there laughing and giggling all day in practice, so he's doing fine. I don't know why, but he's a happy Gamecock right now. I don't know. You'll have to ask him why he's so happy, but he's been the happiest guy on the team here last week or so.
Coach, I know you don't look on the first game, but you guys obviously played pretty well at home last year, going 6-1. The fact that you have your first 3 games at home, is there sort of a sense of excitement among the players that opportunity to get off to a good start this year?
Well, hopefully, first 4 out of 5, I guess, are at home. Yeah, hopefully. And of course, I think 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 of them are Georgia and Alabama coming in. So 3 of them are Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia through the first 5, I think. So hopefully the home. Yeah, we've played better here at home than we have away last year. Sometimes in prior years it was about even one way or the other. But yeah, I think our guys are starting to feel good at home. I know the student section, our fans, the crowd is excellent, wonderful noise and all that. So, and we expect that again. And again, we expect to go out there and earn the crowd to be loud and the stadium full. And we got to go earn that right now. We haven't sold out that first game, as you know, which is fair. That's fair. We looked pretty lousy last time out, and that's why. If we'd had a big bowl game, it'd be sold out. Everybody'd be all pumped up right now. You know what, Joe? But we didn't, so we are where we are.
Steve, you talk about improved leadership the last couple of years, more accountability out of these guys, taking it on themselves. Did you think Did you think it would take this long to get to that point, or did you think that things would happen a little bit quicker?
Yeah, it all comes down to we got some excellent coaches here. We got all different coaches in the first year except for Steve Jr. And wide receivers certainly hadn't been our problem around here. With Sidney Rice and Kenny and Alshon and Torrey and a lot of guys played well at that position. But we've made a lot of mistakes in recruiting. We've made a lot. We all have. A lot of positions we thought these guys would develop and become players, and they didn't do it. And so we're believing that we've not made as many mistakes lately. And we do have a lot of fourth and fifth year players this year. Not fifth year, I'm sorry. I think we have 3 fifth-year players. We have Terrence Campbell. I was asking him today. Who else? Rodney, yeah. Lanning's a 5th year? Well, I don't know if he is or not. But so we still don't have a lot of 5th-year guys. But that's probably a little bit common, but not as much. Hutch Eckerson, now he was the other one. Thank you, Scott. I'm glad one of you writers are keeping up with our team. Yeah, 3 fifth-year guys, I think. But we do have a lot more fourth-year guys. Yeah, and I really believe the last 2 classes, most all those guys are still here and are going to become good players for us. Yeah, especially these offensive linemen we got here now. We've done. You know, we thought some of these guys would develop. Some reason they haven't developed as well as we'd hoped.
Steve, on that sort of same line of thinking or questioning, have you all made a more conscientious effort in recruiting to where you might pass on a kid who had character issues, or, before maybe take a chance on a guy?
A little bit, maybe. A little bit. I think we got better recruiters now. I think our guys that are out recruiting are not just looking for a guy that they can sign and so forth and get approved and sign. And but obviously also the facility improvement here has really helped in the last 2 years, and especially since the Doty was built. And of course, we just moved in February, I think, this year. So we're in position. We're in position, like somebody said, like I say, we just need to win a whole bunch of games and win big and try to really get it going from there. You know, the other schools, the only thing bad they can say about South Carolina, those guys got no reputation or no tradition. They're always going to win 6 or 7. Is that what you want to do? That's what they can say, and they can say it truthfully because that's what we've done. That's our history. So we gotta do some things different around here to win 9, 10, 11, or whatever. So we're trying to do that. Eric Hyman and his guys, the booster people, the facilities now are ready. I mean, that player lounge. Have y'all been in the player lounge? Bandy, you been in it? Well, y'all to walk around there. Show it to us, Steve. Take your camera too. Now take your camera with you, and put it on TV. This is the new player lounge. You think you're at a plush country club. Got big old TVs on both ends. Yeah, everything except a alcoholic bar is in there. There's a little bar, but it's really nice. So we've renovated the locker room this past year. The guys had to dress in the visitors room all summer for workouts, and now it's ready. So we got a first-class place here, and the players are reminded you're expected to play in a first-class manner. So we believe it's going to happen, but we got to go do it before we can say we've done anything.
You got time for 2 more.
All right.
Steve, considering how things have worked out, how happy are you that Ellis is here? I guess, for a while there it didn't look like he would be, and then he is, and to get the team up to third in total defense last year?
Yeah, well, Ellis deserves what he's getting. There's no question about that because he's got a track record for doing it. And he wanted to stay here, and Tennessee made him a big offer. Oh, I thought you meant that he stayed after the big offer. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice that our university, our president, our athletic director said we need to up him at a level of those other SEC coordinators, some of those guys, because he is right there with the best, if not the best. So, yeah, Ellis is a good one. He's one of the best in the country, if not the best. Lorenzo Ward is excellent back there. Shane Beamer coaching the special teams and the strong safeties. And Brad Long, he's one of the best D-line coaches. I think he's the best I've been around, to tell you the truth. So we've got good coaches everywhere. Sean Elliott's a heck of a coach. Jay Graham, probably the most important guy in recruiting, Marcus Lattimore. Jay Graham. If we don't have him here, maybe we don't have Marcus. So you got to have an excellent staff and that can go get players like these guys. And now all we got to do is win big. It's all South Carolina needs to do. We'll be off and running. Even Ron Morris may agree with that. If we can have a 10-win season, yep, or something like that. But I know the schedule's tough and this, that, and the other. But we got to believe the baseball team can win it all. These other sport teams here in South Carolina can win it all. And got to admire the way those guys competed throughout the tournament. A lot of two-out hits, a lot of close games. They hung in there and made the play when they had to. So it was probably the most wonderful, biggest achievement in the history of our university. And hopefully that will spark other teams here. And we're pretty much next up. Hopefully it'll be contagious to us.
Last question, Mr. Phil.
All right.
Yeah, Steve, we've heard positive reports early on Ace Sanders. What will he allow you to do in your offensive game plan?
Ace is a lot like Kenny McKinley, not quite as tall, maybe a little faster, but he's a fast little guy. And we're just now, getting him in there a little bit here and there. And but he needs to learn how to play a little bit. But he's a punt return guy. He's a reverse guy. He's probably a little bit like some of those little Florida backs that run the ball, this, that, and the other. But anyway, Ace is a really good receiver, a good player, and we just bringing him along to where he's ready to play. Okay, all right. See you guys. Y'all gonna come out to practice tonight or not? No. Oh, okay. All right.